Let's get to the CME this morning and check in with Rick Santelli. A lot going on today, including a little 10-year action later on this afternoon. Morning, Rick.
Good morning, and absolutely, we're going to have an auction of our 10-year debt, okay? And we see that Europe's trying to grapple with the issue of debt, and they're trying to price what's reasonable and trying to figure out what investors are lending to the ECB for 1.80 yield when they have so much debt for 10 years, or the U.S. Would you lend Uncle Sam your money for 10 years for a rate of 2.02? But you know what? Let's stick with the topic of debt. Now, you know, the White House has quoted a number, and I think it's an old number, of how many filers are making more than $1 million, not what you're worth, but more than $1 million. And I think they quoted a number, but it was old at 22,000. I've read other closer, more updated numbers that say it's 100,000. I had one of my coworkers, and they said on Politico, they listed the number as 225,000. Let's play a little game, all right? 22,000, let's say that's the number. Take $1 million away from these people. Just take a whole million from them, okay? So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what does that leave us with? 22 billion. Let's take $1 million from this. If this number's right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what do we have here? We have 100 billion. Let's say the number's 225,000. Let's take $1 million from those people. And what does that give us? That gives us 225 billion. You know what we're going to learn at 2 o'clock Eastern today? For 1 month, our deficit is going to be close to $200 billion. You see what I'm getting at? Gee, let's take $1 billion away from those filers. What does that do? It cleans out 1 month. Let's look at it another way. From October 11th to March 12th, it's our half year. Our fiscal year starts on October 1st. If you look at total public debt held, it has increased $792 billion in this time to a grand total of $15.6 trillion. You see what the problem is? We could bash people. We could drag the people that used to be called successful and drag them down. But is it going to cure a problem? No. We cannot collect enough taxes to catch up with spending. Do I know a solution? Not really. Do your politicians know a solution? Does our commander-in-chief offer a solution? Absolutely not! Back to you.
Rick, I thought for a moment that you were going to have a solution, even though we already know a lot of them do not.
Oh, I have solutions, but you know what? Well, it'll take a long time to go there, and people don't really want to hear solutions. They want to change the dialogue, bait and switch, so we get more worried about what people pay, what's fair. You know what? How are my kids' opportunities affected by how many millionaires there are? I don't see that their opportunities affected. You know what I see is going to affect their opportunity? $15.6 trillion!
Just be careful with the furniture, okay? Don't throw the board across the floor.
The furniture's cheap by comparison.
Thank you very much, Rick Santelli in Chicago.